And we had to get it jizz on, and I think somebody murdered me, but it's okay. We're gonna try again, because with the same character, obviously. And we're gonna keep on keeping on, because we got this thing in the bag, man. It's all in the bag. It's all in the bag of non-name brand Acme chips. Computer chips. Computer, Alexa, go wireless now. Shit. It doesn't want to do it. I got the Alexa, the Echo Dot. Didn't get the other one. The other one could be wireless if it wanted to be. But hey, you know, it probably didn't want to either, because robots are scared of risks involved and a bunch of different things that are robots that are scared. AI, what you talking about? What's up? What's going on? How you doing? You're doing a really good job with the poncho. I like it. It's really cool.
I don't have an apron.
You don't have an apron?
Do you like it?
Is that the new robots? What? It's really cool.
Like,
See it?
yeah, it's pretty rad, huh?
Yeah.
Don't we like how it's almost tailored because it's a perfect size?
For the most part, you like keep away from small children because it's clear. They'll probably think it's
Nice,
some sort of
but
veil
to the item that
something.
I'm wearing.
And they think you're like wearing something else, or
I think it's very. I invented something.
they won't think that.
For me.
Good.
I
Like
constantly.
they'll probably think it's like you're really wearing like a SpongeBob onesie or something. It's good. I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you're not. It's good.
That by the kids, different response.
It's good. I like the way you stayed still so quickly and so fast and stayed that way. All right. So there is a way to make chicken pot pie and not wear so all right, gonna do a bunch of stuff that involves things and stuff. Being there. That's the reason why a lot of people don't get this game, kind of, is because it's a video game, and video games don't have to make sense. That's why. They don't have to make sense. Like, they don't exactly have to make sense, but like, you can get the basic concepts from everything. So it's like you run with the gun pointed forward, don't put it in your face, please. You put knives on your back because you don't want to hurt yourself while you're running. You wear hats forward, not backwards, because you can mess up your shirt. If it's raining, then you'd want to get all wet, so you want to smell like the rain. And you want to run after dudes that think they're cool, and then tell them that you found something. I found something, guys. I found something in this video game that no one else knows. If anyone wants to watch this game, it's brought to you by Carl's Jr. Shit. And Vegan Queen. So I think there's a lot of vegan foods people can eat. Not in the fast food restaurants, because who wants to go there, right? There's so many days that people eat food in certain areas and then say they're smart. Because they're smart. There he is. I see him. There we go. We're gonna see you. We're gonna see you. He's probably running to try to get me. But he's gonna notice that I'm right here and I'm gonna bank him. I'm gonna bank him. I'm gonna bank him. Banked it. Banked it. Banked it. 3 shots. 3 shots. You heard it here first. Guys. Heard it here first. Scar. Awesome. Machete. Great. Extended clip. That's what I'm talking about. I already have a backpack level 2. And I'm getting a vertical scope and a duckbill. Not a vertical scope. Actually, a vertical scope helps people gauge where their horizon is. That's the reason why spotters probably use a scope and the up position sometimes to be able to gauge rain visibility. And I'm not going to use the Scar anymore because it's kind of an outdated gun. And a lot of times the better guns are the ones that I'm not using the Scar. That's great. All right. Got it. I'm down. Med kitting it up. I see him. I wish I had a scope. I'm gonna go check this dude out though. See if he has anything that I want. See, he ran inside. See if he has a scope. Bandage, adrenaline, another med kit. And we're gonna get rid of the 9mm bullets. Get the med kit. Get the helmet. And we're gonna put this away the shotgun. And take the 9mm bullets, frag grenade, 2-time scope, nice. And extend a quick scope, can go on that. Not enough space. We're gonna get rid of the 12 gauge bullets and get the 9mm bullets of this, and then that's it. Alright, pull back, use the trap. Where's he at? Is he coming back out? No, he's still in there waiting for me to come in. Alright. See any windows? No. Alright. No, it's just a guess. So, realizing that there might be a dude inside of this place, it's just a guess. I just say my guesses out loud sometimes, so it's mostly just a guess. So that's the reason why a lot of people say it under their breath. Most of the time they should actually not try to see ahead or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person. I just use that to get into to mess up people's stuff if anyone's screen looking. So that's the reason why I don't do that. Such bullcrap. But yeah, there's douchebags that think that that's hilarious, and that's why they all come out when you say something and they're all hacking and using fucking bullshit to try to see what people are doing, and they think that it's fucking hilarious. But yes, I do have foresight. I am clairvoyant and shit, or whatever. So that's what I am.
Imagine if, for the first time, our heroes all lost.
That's right. All of them. They all just lost it. Thanks, guys. So, just wonderful, wonderful things. So great. I'm so happy. And Robert Downey Jr. is full of shit. He's diverging. Divergening. Because I've read the comic books. That's the reason why I know. That's right. I know about this this CD. Look at it. It's called Diablo 4. No, it's The Last of Us. The Last of Us, the first one. It's a joke. I'm just making fun of things. It's fun. I like making fun of things that I enjoy because I love Diablo, the first one, and then they didn't want to put a black guy in it, and then make more characters, more than just those characters, and then more than just yours, because there's a bunch of kids out there that want to be black guys. And if everyone doesn't like racist jokes, then if they say they don't like racist jokes, they're all lying. That's a joke. It means they're all having their time invested in something that they don't want to like be something about. And yeah, everybody likes jokes. It's just they're individual experiences off of people, and that's the reason why I don't get why some people get offended sometimes, all the time, or wherever they do, I guess. Maybe some people just don't want to project that about themselves, I think. And they do project, I think, sometimes their own kind of habits and stuff, and I don't know, maybe they just don't want to go with their worst foot forward and show people exactly how bad they can be. But also, that's how you get into management. What? That's how you get into management. People don't know that. It's how you get absolutely into management, because people have to be not cool with stuff, but they have to tolerate it. They tolerate messed up situations that they're gonna be in because they can't avoid it, because they decided to do stupid shit instead of doing their job. So that's what we do. Instead of doing your job, just to say, oh, I don't have to do that because there's one dude that I know around town, and then whatever. So, you know. And he'll do it. Yeah. He'll use my social security number to buy fake sex tapes and make me famous. I want to be hot. I'm hot. I know I'm hot already. I'm so hot. I'm just not attractive. So, just not attractive. I'm like Ron Jeremy, who was singing a fairy tale from olden days, and and some lady just really, really appreciated it, and then she came around and then tried to give him a handy. Going back in the same area because I thought that I heard somebody following me. I'm mostly trying to befriend my family and friends because I know they're following me right now. I really think it's funny to do that because I know they like look in and like it gives me like this whole like weird concept about a bunch of different stuff, and I'm like, guys, I got 2 views, man. 2 views. It's like freaking awesome, man. I'm so about it. I want to show you all the world. I can show you the world. The actual one, not the one you're reading. Do. They don't want all that stuff to happen. But who really cares? 'Cause I just made it up in my sleep. And and now we know Einstein's dead. And he's not in my head. So we can finish our light reading. There we go. We got a vector. Vector. Where is the dude at? Jeez. How long do you have to say that many times? Jeez. Just jeez. That's right. That's right. A lot of people who are in the old times didn't know they were lactose intolerant. That's the reason why they kept adding different weights to different things and not like saying anything about it. You know, they kept on adding weight to themselves and not realizing that it had nothing to do with anything anyone was saying at the time, because society is confusing when people are confusing. Alright? Society is what you make it. Remember that. If you try to make it emulate human life, then people will believe that it's human life that is creating the change in a bunch of different things. Granted, that's not the case most of the time, and it usually has a lot to do with natural resources. Or the fact that people don't want to share their natural resources. That fact is also true. And also, sometimes people don't realize that by closing all those markets and making all those not friends, you know, all those friends you don't have, because I don't have a lot of friends. I have a few friends, and that's good for me. I like that, having a few friends and not having a ton of friends that all think that everything is cool around every single one of my friends. Unfortunately, there are people that believe that that I lived a double life, and I have to tell them that is completely not true. Although I do appreciate the styles, I do appreciate the regalness of some styles as well, and I do appreciate the culture as well. So people should understand that. I really do. And I understand a lot of cultures and the way that they do different things. And I really appreciate a lot of different people who have taught me a lot of different cultures and over the years, and really helped me understand that joking about a culture is only like, what's the word? Joking about a subculture is only taken in context, I think, and it's never taken as a. That's the reason why people get offended, I guess. It's just they don't know the context in which you want to make the jokes. It's usually like, okay, I think that cultural jokes exist that are funny because they're used in a certain way to be able to confuse people or predators or stupid people that think that their way of life is better than anyone else's, for that matter. But also too, I like it because it helps certain people on certain chatters find out who is receiving those messages to try to laugh and do different things, and then you get to cut them off right at the source, and then they don't get to laugh anymore, so they get angry and they start breaking their own stuff. So they have to buy more. And stop getting aid from the USA and acting like he doesn't have money even though he has a fucking fortress. So, most times I think that people don't realize that, I'm speaking of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, so, for the most part, and, yeah. It's the reason why people will tell you all the manipulative things that they do and the reason they do those things, but they're only coming up with the reason usually after they do them, and then most of the time if they do come up with the reason beforehand, then they're absolute sociopaths. Yes. If they don't come up with the reason beforehand, then they're idiots and probably crazy. If they don't realize that I was imitating the shit out of them to be able to out them and tell them that they needed to go, or that they needed to, like, realize that the jig is up, then they really didn't understand me at all. And most of the time the reasons why I talk about race at all, to be able to get people to understand that they don't have to think about that, or got axe murdered, or any sort of messed upness, is because they were holding on to money because they didn't believe in the gentrification, or and gentrification means one thing and one thing only. It means the acceptance of all cultures. No matter how eccentric they usually are, but that's what gentrification actually means, and people think that gentrification is a bad word now because they used it and told people that they weren't supposed to actually accept all cultures. And then they any word that they don't understand, they come up with other meanings for and try to make fun of it before they know the meaning, so it's a surprise. But hey, you know what? We've all been there, kind of, and realized that we don't know the words to a bunch of different things. And my dad read me the dictionary, I think, when I was like 2 years old, so that's why I retained most of that information. And I think he said it in a really emotional tone. And then, like, added words. My dad's really smart. He's a really smart guy, and probably made up stories, I think, too, and it was really cool. It was really amazing, and I'm pretty glad that I had him for the most part. I just think that he needs to stop being a cannibal. I know he's not a cannibal, but he looks like one, so that's hilarious. And why does he look like one? The relationship between people is stupid sometimes, and the love is blind. So if you try to feed it human meat and say that it's a muffin, it will probably believe you, because also love doesn't have taste buds, because it's probably not even alive. I'm going in the opposite direction. See? Look at that. Love is blind. No. Because love isn't anything. It's an idea. So it's an idea that people believe in and love and have a good idea is the good thing, because usually if you have an idea and not the facts, you can learn the facts later, but you can use your own intuition and judgment to be able to make the right decisions sometimes, and that's a good thing when you don't create action but create understanding most of the time, and that's sometimes better than action or any sort of thing measure you could take that could change someone's mind, is helping them and letting them change their mind. That's the reason why, because a lot of people don't realize that they have inconsistencies and they were taught that by their parents for no reason most of the time, or that they're hiding something and that's the reason why they're being racist, because they're being antisocial because they have money. And that's not a reason to hurt someone, but it's a reason to look in their basement to see what they're hiding. Because there are people in New Orleans with basements, and it's funny to not say that, or to say that it's not a thing, because it really is a thing. Because uptown and a lot of different places across the river, and even places in West Wego, and a lot of different places have basements in New Orleans, and a lot of my mom kind of got it in her mind that she was protecting everyone and she loved everyone all the time. She just told them that she loved them, and she got to be the person she wanted to be when she told them and told me that New Orleans doesn't have basements. But I literally knew 5 minutes afterwards that she was being kind of facetious, and I can usually tell by the tone of what someone says that they actually have a basement, or they actually are being sarcastic or something like that most of the time. But also there are people out there that can disguise it really well, and they actually do mess with me on most of the time. But those people I get angry with because they're not jokes. They get people pissed off, and that's probably the reason why I have an ex-wife now. So that's a good thing, because I'm free and available to go to places that I want to go to in order to realize my certain goals for myself, and hopefully I don't fucking die, you know? I won't. I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. Can't happen. Won't happen. Rockefeller was something that a company made up and named those people that. Alright. It sounds like a child's name. A child comes up with that name and just... It does. It sounds like a child made that name. But it's actually a prestigious record label, and that's what Jay-Z knows. Fun jokes, right? Fun jokes. All just waiting to be revealed. Fun jokes. Funny joke. See, a lot of people don't understand how unbelievably experienced I am at messing with people. Adam knew this, kind of. And what he didn't realize was I was good at messing with people who are on my team. To get them to stop thinking about everything they love when they're on some sort of mission that they're doing, and they're going places and they're having fun, they're doing stuff, they're thinking about stuff, and they're not realizing the thing that's keeping them going is basically the idea or the thought of their family, their friends, and all that stuff. And when they associate the thoughts back again and try to keep themselves going, they think about their family and friends, and they also think about death, because that's the baseline of what you think about when you're not properly trained to go into battle. Yeah. That's the reason why a lot of people in World War II were not properly trained to be able to do the things that they actually did. A lot of it was based on chance and on a lot of luck, and they really didn't constantly know about it. And also, once you know about that, you also have to know that you're thinking about all that at once. So it's like quantum kind of thing. It's like 1 + 1 is 2 + 1, and 2 + 2 is 5. So it's like about the percentage of what actually is quantum, what really is quantum. It's like a thin layer of something that basically just kind of tells you that you're alive, you know? When that kind of thing, and that's like the measure of the soul. And it's not really about gravity or anything like that, but it's more about what people don't notice is what's the word? Our weight basically is kind of mentally enforced sometimes. And a lot of people don't realize that they're evolving. And most of the time, people in religion believe that they didn't evolve, that they had an exorcism, and they remain the same, and they don't realize that we are constantly mutating. So there are people out there that have extraordinary abilities, and it's very true. But like the dudes that can make their hands really hot and cold. But I mean, there are also drawbacks. Like a lot of times, people can't go into cold rooms or can't go into warm rooms without picking up the feeling or the sensation, literally like a block away. And yeah. And it's very true that sometimes people who experiment with their brains when they are going through a pinnacle of evolving or adapting to something, they do change the ability that they get later on, or the cognitive sense that they have when they are told to produce something. Like the dudes that could see something in another room. Technically, they're just kind of using a foresight, because they will be in that room and they won't see that picture, but they're not really seeing that picture. They're seeing an idea of that picture. So it's like what the brain actually sees isn't really what it actually is. It's just they see or hear something that's said in another room because they're kind of throwing their senses around. And that's how I don't know, a lot of different things happen, I guess. I mean, it's mostly attaching yourself to an ionic bond. And not really understanding that ionic bonds pretty much move through you, and when you attach yourself at all to anything, you're basically losing yourself and you're slowly dying. And that's the reason why people don't understand that not everyone has evolved that far. Basically, that's kind of a foresight thing, and I have to. Like, a lot of people have to maintain that and have to realize that they're on disability for a reason and they're taking medication for a reason. I have to think that I'm probably going to take my medication soon, but that's also the reasons why a lot of people don't realize their brain is evolving. And I'm going to have to take medication in order to be able to get cognitive senses back and realize things. All right. Terrible stuff. And people are stupid, and they think somehow that they're better than anyone. But most of the time, they don't realize that I know they're dumb. I know they're not good at this game, and I know that's why they cheat. So he shot me 3 times in the back of the head. How did he do that? I don't know. But people are angry because you're telling them the truth. And why? Why are they angry? Because you're outing people. Mutants. Oh my god. We're all mutants. It's just, we mutated to get here. We mutated to get everywhere. We mutated. The truth was already out. And that's why X-Men came out and wasn't declassified. But then again, there are people that don't want to say all that stuff or anything like that. They don't want to say it because they think they'll change it and they'll move in. It takes a lot to actually change someone's cognitive senses or abilities. So it takes a lot of something, and they have to actually adhere to that same regimen all the time and not actually do anything, or not actually do anything at all, to be able to change themselves and their mutation to be able to go in a different direction that they saw before. And that's what takes the medication most of the time. as people don't really realize that at all. And it's a mutation. That's what schizoaffective disorder means. There's a mutation in your brain, and they're either going to get rid of it or they're going to change it to where you can help yourself. And most of the time, if you change medications, it's because they're trying to change it. If they keep you on the same one, it means that they're trying to stop it. Because most of the time, people don't realize this is as far as mutation goes, there's always a chance for cancer and a lot of different things that people don't know about. But there's just a chance for that. So most of the time, if you haven't done any hard drugs or anything to kind of dampen that change, then there's not a huge risk at all, really. So it's like, yeah, it's common medical knowledge. So it's like it really is common medical knowledge. They should know this stuff by now. People should know this stuff, and I think that like kids should know this stuff too, to feel a little bit more at ease sometimes. But if they do feel paranoid, or if their parents do have a mutation that causes certain forms of cancer and they didn't realize it until it was too late, you should definitely talk to your doctor and talk to your therapist and talk to the people you talk to be able to come to a conclusion about what you should do about your specific mutation, because that's what it is. People don't realize it, and they're like, oh my god, you're getting rid of the secret. It's like, oh my god, everybody's supposed to be X-Men. No, I'm not going to be an X-Men. I'm not going to try to go around to different places and try to do stupid shit, because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to go into helicopters or dumb things and try to go somewhere. I'm going to learn as much as I can before I ever try, so people think I'm amazing. If I ever mutate in some weird way and someone thinks that I'm doing something or thinks that I'm saying something that I'm not, so they don't fucking try to beat me up. So they know that exactly what I'm saying is exactly what I'm saying. I'm not projecting sort of like stupid shit. Not trying to share things. I'm trying to share jokes. Because jokes help you concentrate sometimes. They get your mind off the bullshit. They get your mind off the stuff that you're thinking about beforehand, and that's the reason why people's minds turn to mush sometimes. They don't really know the mutation sometimes, and they just don't really know what they're doing, or they think that somehow that couch material is edible, and then they bulk up, and your body actually does react to everything they put in their stomach, and eventually people still find that stuff appetizing, and that's why you get cannibals. And that's why my dad's a cannibal. Not because he ate couch material, but because he really, really did run himself way too hard. And he doesn't really realize that sometimes, but because I didn't see it, but I heard it, and trust me, I tried to see it. I tried to see everything. I tried to see all of it. And my dad was like, no, son, you're not ready. And I'm like, Dad, you're a fucking retard, and I don't care anymore. Because I don't care. I really didn't care anymore. I didn't see any of it, and I didn't give a shit. None of it. Not one image. Not one. Didn't care. Nope. Didn't care at all. Still don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. That's just don't care. I'm smarter than the average bear. So much smarter. I like how dudes try to act like if they know about another thing, or if they talk to their ex, and this is like some sort of crazy bullshit that is just dumb as hell, just so dumb, just the dumbest thing you could ever think about. Just like dudes who think that somehow they're still connected with a chick who's like way back when, and it's like, no, that means she's not like connected to you. It usually means like, you know, it's like dudes who think that like they're like constantly connected to a bunch of different stuff. Instead of calling the girl and saying, "Hey, how's it going? I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you and I think you're really cool and cute and I just want to tell you that you're beautiful and you deserve a lot, and I really think that you deserve a lot." And most of the times men don't realize that women kind of like do think about dudes sometimes and think about other people and stuff, and you know, just like people don't realize that they people think about those things all the time, and you can drive people crazy if you don't call them. But of course, when you lose their number and realize they're kind of moving on all the way, all the time, and just checking on you every once in a while, it doesn't really send the message that like they want to, like, you know, settle down or have fun or do something fun at all. It's just like, all right, man, you know, it's cool. They're cool. They're all good. Good. I'm glad to hear about it. I'm glad to hear about all the things. And that was the way the conversation would actually go with like a bunch of different people. But I mean, most of the time they don't really get it. They don't really get the fact that they're kind of just like making bad decisions and constantly thinking about the same bullshit over and over again, and just you kind of don't want to tell people that like you're like kind of like sick of their stuff, you know. You don't want to tell people that you're like, wow, I'm just like really over it, you know. But it's just like, you don't want to tell people that like you don't care anymore about their like their opinions anymore either, because I mean, always there were like a lot of people that are just really dumb. No, I'm just playing. I miss a lot of people. I really do, and I want to talk to people a lot more, but I don't have their numbers, and I don't really want to talk to my brother's military friends, or because they all annoy me somehow. No, they don't. They don't annoy me. It's fine. I just realized that they're all really cool people, but I didn't get to know them on a natural basis, and I usually like to make things happen naturally, so I'm not gonna. And also, if my brother tries to make me gay, then I'm gonna kick him in the balls. Because I'm gonna kick him in the balls. Yep. Kick him in the nuts. Kick him straight in the nuts. Again and again, until he realizes that that joke isn't funny anymore. And he doesn't realize it. He thinks it's still the same thing. And I'm just like, Adam, that was a different person. They're really nice and they're really cool and they're really, really amazing, and you probably should have met them when you were in New Orleans, but it's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to do that, Adam. Boom goes the dynamite. You don't have to, Adam. You don't have to meet those people and enjoy those people's opinions because they actually matter. Adam could just be insensitive. Derv. Sensitive. It means it means no blowing dudes while the birds are around. because they'll try to swoop at your head. You don't want them to swoop at your head. A lot of times, that's the reason why animals actually even come around too, is they smell, hear, or even see someone having sex, and they realize that it's mating, and they're like, "Hey, I can do that too, right?" And then the next thing you know, there's a bunch of birds shitting everywhere. Oh, God, because that's where they're gonna have sex. Yeah. So that's why I stay out of the French Quarter, because seagulls are everywhere. And birds don't do exactly what they want to do all the time. And ducks are not rapey. They're terrible, terrible, terrible animals. They're terrible animals that have terrible jokes that no one will enjoy except them. And that's pretty much every single animal. If you get the animal jokes, because technically all life can technically talk, if you think about that whole thing, it's more like a quantum talking, or like a synapse firing of a memory, basically showing you something that you did before, and then they do a different variation of that. So that's basically how animals communicate, because they can't talk. So it's pretty cool, but it's still really disgusting when they are talking about sex, and they kind of like talk like basically zombies. They kind of like talk like, like this little dude right here, this little guy. He's thinking about sex all the time, and now he doesn't get the raw emotion that comes with it, because when you think about sex and you're near a mate, sometimes they lose themselves, or they move into like a kind of a primal rage, and it's not what a lot of animals really want to do sometimes when they're around people, because they feel as though their sex should be private, but they don't know how to make it private. So they meet up at night sometimes, they have sex, and then they go their separate ways. So that's the reason why a lot of times you'll see animals, the lion sleeps tonight, It's about probably a better story than actually like than what people might actually think. It's about the kind of like the, I don't know, like a lion ate someone, I think, that was trying to cause some sort of disturbance or crazy thing, and then the animal got connected to that certain vibration or smell or scent, and the animal ate that dude, or made someone punish the crime, or have someone they basically punished that person for doing that crime that they were doing all over a certain place, and that's why the lion sleeps tonight, because what is done, and what is judged, and all that other different stuff. So that's why the people are really angry about sometimes the lion sleeps tonight. Like, the lion has a good night's sleep. Why? Because he destroyed the shit that was trying to ruin his life. Because animals are crazy, and they will destroy anything that tries to get in their way. That's right. But the reason why is because they're doing it to be able to gain back their memories. And their memories keep them alive, or not alive, but it keeps their memory around inside of the DNA of another animal. And they believe if they think it so much, then the feeling becomes stronger, and that's where they evolve to be able to have those initiations and a lot of different things, and it's really cool. But I'm not Ben Stein. I'm not Ben Stein. I don't practice saying things boringly, so I don't try to practice saying things boringly. And this is all stuff that I learned in like 2nd grade, so I mean, Dan's Dilemma was really good and really cool, and I got my own opinions because of it. Awesome. It's really great. But hey, you know what? We're going to come back because I'm at 49 minutes, and you are your own one-person bomb squad, and have a good day, and be yourself, and always remember that the more you look into the future, the more you affect it, I guess. The more you look into the possibility of change, the more you change that change to be able to fit you, and the more you look into people's lives, the more you sort of lose yourself, because you're not realizing that you're trying to think about someone somewhere else. And sometimes it's better to just go there and experience life. So just go there, you know? And stop trying to look at people that are far away, you know? Because it really does sometimes lead to literally going there. More than you might think. So the situation of life and the advantage to of experiencing it is better than just being on your own and not talking to people. So I'm gonna have a couple more guests, I think, and we're social creatures, and I like being fun, and I'm a chaotic neutral. That's my character. His name is Godin. Godin, or Godin. Godin. Like, it's more like a deep G-O, Godin. Like that, Godin. And he puts people in danger, like his friends and his constituents, for cash and prizes. And real. It's real. So that's my D&D character. That's real enough to me. So if you ever want to play D&D or anything, I will put you in exciting situations. And exciting situations for exciting prizes. Except for this. This isn't really exciting. This is dumb. It's not a dumb game. It's just dumb that I died, so. Have a good day, and be yourself. So, alright? Have a good day. Bye.